Good afternoon, members and friends of Calvary. Time for your video devotion of the week. Today it comes from Psalms 2, and beginning in verse number 1, the Bible says, "Why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us." So here the psalmist is telling us that there is a coordinated effort on behalf of the wicked and the unjust, and specifically the wicked and the unjust in positions of leadership, to go against God and promote their wicked agenda. And so it's talking about their raging. They come together. They take counsel together. They're mad. They want what they want. And then in verse number 3, obviously their main problem is against the Lord. But in verse number 3, they've come up with a solution. Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. And so the us there is speaking of the Lord's anointed, those that would be serving the Lord, those that would be doing right. And so their solution is, if we could just get rid of those who are doing right, if we could just get rid of those who are speaking right. It is not sufficient that they leave us alone. We have to get rid of them because they are, quote, cast away their cords from us. They hold us back. They restrain us. And so we've got to get rid of them to be able to do what we really want to do. Now, here's what that means for us today. I love my country. I love America. And every time I drive onto our church property, see the flag waving out front, still love it, still get goosebumps. And I want to do the very best I can to help our country. And so I want to be one of those anointed. I want to be one of those who does the right thing for several reasons. One, because it will restrain the wicked. Just me doing right will help restrain the wicked. The Bible says a righteousness exalteth the nation. It doesn't say the righteous nation would be exalted. It says righteousness within that nation would exalt the nation. And so every time I do right, every time I read my Bible, every time I pray, every time I go to church, every time I live the right way and try to live a holy life, I am promoting and helping our country by holding back the wickedness that is very prevalent in our society. Now, the opposite is also true. Every time I give in to wickedness, every time I give in to carnality, I am helping free the country from what would bind them in terms of restrictions and contributing to the further downward spiral of our nation. So a challenge this morning to you to live righteous, to do right, and help exalt the nation. And then also a question: if no one is ever upset with your position spiritually, could it be it's because we don't really take a position spiritually? Certainly we don't want to be jerks, we don't want to be rude, but we are to be a difference. Salt and light, both of which the Bible says a city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. If we really are doing what we're supposed to be doing, we will stand out, and that standing out will be a restrictor to those who want to do that which is evil. God help America, and he'll do so by helping Christians to live and be right.